Behold the royal ruler of the reef, King Dolphin. Crowned in coral and turquoise, he's gliding through his kingdom like the legend he is. Sunlight dances on his back, fish escort him.
This episode is brought to you by thedolphinwars.com.
I just love the smell of JP4 in the morning. It smells like victory. Hello, everybody, and welcome to King Dolphin Television. I am Raymond. I am author of the Dolphin Wars trilogy and ruler of the greatest pod on YouTube. Welcome, everybody, to episode 429, where the Dolphin tries to fly a B-52 and keep it aloft. What can go wrong? Okay, before we get started, I'd like to remind you to do everything that YouTube needs before they put. Remember to like, subscribe, engage, make fun of, chat, comment, emojis, and if you are so inclined, do what FKHC says on the pinned thing. Don't have Snorty and Trike send a Megafortress because you didn't pay up. Give in super chats, super stickers, or the tip link. You'll be glad you did. Thank you, FKHC 2005. And he says, and who also says, what could go wrong? I'll take famous last words for 200, Alex. So, if you are so inclined, please either leave a super chat or go to the tip line, which I will post. Okay. Hopefully it'll respond better from, it did. All right. So there we go. Okay. This is episode 429. And as you know, I'm going to try flying Megafortress. Or if those of you have read Dale Brown's The Flight of the Old Dog, also known as The Old Dog. Not you, Trike, it's The Old Dog. So, all right. Let me welcome people who are here. We don't have any guests yet. So we have our lifeguard corps. We've got Sandra, our producer, King Dolphin TV, in color. GM, Sandra Feliciano production. GM, in stereo. We got Trike, the old dog. We got FKHC 2005, who has some pretty good memes on there. And, snore. Puke energy blinked and dropped my power. That sucks. That really sucks. But we've got the biggest, baddest bear on the internet. He's all ready to fly and fight and win. It is Snortle Poopers Q-Bar.fly #bomb Nice try, Tim. There you go, Snort. There you go. All set for this game. And again, the amazing FKHC 2005. And he put some few things. He's got some memes out there, and he's got a comment. He says, true story. My father flew 3 non-combat missions in the B-52 at the Imperial War Museum in Duxford. And a friend of mine who just passed was an EW during Vietnam who flew 4 combat missions in that one too. Oh, cool. Now, did your father fly combat missions? And that's a typo, or what? While you answer that one, I tricked you. FKHC. And hello, Marcelo Lopez, who says, hail to the chat. Okay, training missions. Okay. Oh, so he flew in that particular one. All right, yeah, I'm going to show that. You sent us some memes. All right. So Marcelo Lopez is here. Welcome, sir. All right, so okay, let's see the memes, and then we'll get to the fly. All right. Screen. Book. I like that one. Droidica. That's cool. But you forgot the Shamus, but that's cool. That's cool anyway. Like the Dreidels down there. Kirk and Spaka by the Hanukkah. Well, in real life, they were Jewish. Oh, okay. So you flew in there. So he flew 3 training missions in this one. Nice. Look at all the bombs that dropped. It's still not saying it. There's the Air Museum. There it is, 665. I'll bet you they didn't have a 666. And there's another one. Yeah, I like that. The Grinch pouring chocolate milk. I love it. Yep. I just lit them about an hour ago. So. Oh, I'd love some eggnog, but I don't think ours is already fermented yet. All right. So we are going to and drop some rum on it. That last B-52 was on Guam when I was a kid. I've been inside that one. Cool. Yeah, let's see. I've been in 5 B-52 flights, 2 in a G, 3 in an H. Because when I was in the Air Force and the job I was on, by regs, we were authorized to have orientation flights when we wanted to. We just had it, and we went through the chamber. We went through the altitude chamber. So I've actually been in that 3 times. Yeah, it was fun. Okay, so let us get started here. Okay, so again, the simulator is called Megafortress, based on the book, The Flight of the Old Dog, by Dale Brown, and it is a B-52 simulator. This was done in the early or mid 80s, I remember. So let us share screen. All right, there we go. And as you can see, I've got a call sign saying King Dolphin with 0 missions. So, all right, so now I'm going to pick a mission. I'm going to select said mission. I'm a newbie, so I'm going to pick red flag. And okay, so this one is flight procedures. This mission helps crews become familiar with basic flight procedures on board the Megafortress. First, take off from Nellis, climb to 10,000 feet. Next, navigate to the first and second waypoints. After reaching the second waypoint, reverse course and head back to the airbase. Finally, land at Nellis. Okay, so that's the one we're going to do. 10,000 feet. All right. All right. So I will select that. Okay. So I have to have 195,000 pounds. I'm not going to put any ordnance on. So in order to get to 195, I've got to fill it up with fuel. Okay, so I've got fuel. All right, here we go. There is a B-52 waiting at the end of the runway. So now, to get this thing started, all right, you got you've got 5 stations. You got the pilot, the guy in the left seat. You've got co-pilot, the guy in the right seat, and manager of these systems. At this time, I'm going to put a procedural so I know how to start this thing. Okay, we've got the navigator. I'm going to put waypoints so I see we're going. Let's see, let's put present position to the waypoint. Okay. We're not going to be doing these 2 stations, but here's the electronic warfare officer and the offensive warfare officer. We're not going to do those. If we survive, we may try some others. And then there's the outside of the airplane. You've got remote. There's the slot. There's the target. There's nose. There's remote. Okay. So. All right. So, starting engine's going to turn on the checklist. I like that the checklist is right here. I don't have to go to a manual. Starting engines, batteries on, parking brake on, all engines on, start engine switch, ABC, power to 15, start engine to F. So it'll be a cartridge start. Next to taxi, we're already going to be on there. So taxi, land, will be taxi, parking brake off, power to 60, parking brake. This is really Not applicable to us since we're at the end of the runway. Alright, so for takeoff, parking brake on, flaps down, taxi land, power 100, parking brakes off, and at 200 knots lift off. So let's get this beast started. So batteries on. Okay, back to pilot station. Okay, parking brake on. I will put the taxi. I will put the flaps down so I don't have to worry about that while in there. Okay. As you can see, there's the EVS screen, the altimeter, the attitude indicator, the airspeed indicator, and the altitude. We got autopilot. We got autopilot, low altitude. These are the engine controls. And we are, let's see. Here we go. Put power to 15. Okay. Turn them on. Cartridge. Set for 15. And we've got engine start. Over here, hydraulic pump lights are off, which they should be. And we've got the elevator and mains 1 and 2. This is our IFF transponder, which we will need as we're flying. I want to turn on lights. And we are going to 10,000 feet, so I want to put cabin pressure to 7 psi. Okay, engine start. All right. We're not taxiing because we're at the end of the runway, so we're good. Okay. Takeoff, parking brake is on, flaps down, taxi land is land. Put power to 100, parking brake off. At 200 knots, I will lift off. So, here we go. I've got land, parking brakes, flaps, gear down, air brake is off, and here we go. Power's to 100, parking brake is off. We've got airspeed. We're at 100. We're at 150. We're at 200. I am up. My gear's coming up. Got positive altitude. I'm going to bring the flaps up because at a certain speed, the flaps will get damaged. Okay, I turned on the tactical part, the range. We're climbing to 10,000 feet. Let's check my checklist. Parking brake on, flaps at 200 knots takeoff. After takeoff, flaps up, gear up, power to 85. All right. Set power at 85. Set autopilot. Now in the tack off, this is the terrain avoidance radar. It's set for 1085, but it's off right now. And what I will do is once we hit 10,000, I will turn it on and it'll start sending us to low altitude. Hello, Jason Love. They made you think more because they were true to life. Look at that, analog dials. Come on. Well, B-52s are still analog dials. Okay, we're at 7,000 feet, climbing to 10. Agreed, FKHC. Oh, also, rest in peace, Buck. Rest in peace, Buck. And hello, Crouching Taylor, Hidden Swift. How you doing? All right. All right, 85 to 10. If I'm the navigator and the pilot, does this make the flight of the navigator? EW station is still sort of classified. The layout of it is out there if you know where to find it. Yeah. All right. I hit I got to do something. Go to Copilot. Oh, yes. Okay. It's asking me to identify myself. 57. Yes, I see that. 57. 16. So I've got to go standby. Standby. Go to on. Ident. Hey! I did. Ah! All right. Phew. That is the most aggravating part because you've got to go to a separate manual. Okay, let's go here. Go to attack off. Now watch. Now it's in autopilot. It's going to take us down to that 1,085. So we'll be 1,000 feet off AGL, above ground level. Off we go into the wild blue yonder. Thud smash. Hey, I'm on autopilot. Okay. So now, let's go to navigation, see where we're at. Okay. We passed that waypoint 1. And we're on waypoint 2. We're on our way to waypoint 2. Now, while I'm doing this, I'm going to go over the procedures for landing, because I'm going to speed this up. Okay. Don't need the engine restarts. Landing, reduce thrust. Put air brakes on. Speed below 375. Put the flaps and gear down and touch down below 250 knots. Hey, Crouching Taylor here in Swift. How you doing? Bitty, bitty, bitty. Hey, rest in peace, Buck. All right. Let's go back. Let's see what we're looking like outside. Let's see. Oh, that's right on the nose. Okay, there we are. Under we're up below the mountains. And for those that are asking, I don't think, oh, it can go. Okay. It can go lower. All right. So we're approaching waypoint. Now, if the plane is supposed to okay, it's churning. So we don't have to avoid those mountains. We're doing 535 knots at 1,100 feet. We are screaming on the ground. I bet you if there was a polar bear out there, he'd be staring at the airplane, saying, and raising its fist. Focus 85. Yeah. I'm going to take it. I'm going to speed us up a bit. Does the autopilot deflate at the wrong moments? Hey, this sharing is pretty good. I can watch the things and interact with you guys. Okay, so I've sped up the time so we can um, get there a little faster. So, and I'm about 12 minutes from way. Okay. At this point, I will put it back to normal. Right. Okay. All right. Reduce thrust, airspeed on, speed below. Okay. So, all right. Okay. Reducing thrust to 60%, 65%. Put air brakes on. We'll take it. Okay. Gear down. Ah! Didn't even give me a chance to. Didn't give me a chance to lower the flaps. Second Lieutenant King Dolphin, you crashed. Okay, get this. All right. While let's see what B-52 leads are out there, as I recover my dignity on this one. Okay. All right. Unshare that. Let's go to the memes. The last B-2 bomber is retired from service in 2016. Ceremony gets interrupted by B-52 conducting routine touch-and-go training. B-52 ELO. What my friends think I do. What my mom thinks I do. What society thinks I do. What my pilots think I do. What I think I do. What I really do. The B-52 up off, the only plane that will fight in an intergalactic war and still not be close to retirement. True. 1915, biplane bomber. 1942, a B-29. 1955, a B-52. 2025, a B-52. Nice. All right, so I crashed. Let's go back. Let's select me again. Let's replace. Okay. Marcelo Lopez says, Snorter Poopers, they got us there. Sometimes having to jump prematurely, but that's a story for another day. What do you mean there's no LZ? I'm not saying, just saying. Hellcat, why is there now sound? Hey, Phantom. Can you hear me okay? This music is kind of... All right. All right. Hello, Phantom on Cider. All right. We're ready for the next mission. Okay. All right. Here we go. Okay. We're going to do navigation. This exercise in navigation gives crews an opportunity to experiment with waypoints, temporary waypoints, and low-level terrain avoidance. First, take off from Nellis, climb to 10,000 feet, and head toward the first waypoint. Descend to 300 feet on the way to the second waypoint, and navigate toward waypoint 3. Fly as low as possible through the mountains, and continue to waypoint 4. Finally, return to Nellis and land. Oh boy, this is going to be fun. All right, so we're going to fly to 10,000 feet, head toward the first waypoint, descend to 300 to the second one, and navigate through waypoint 4. Fly as low as possible. All right. Okay, so we're going to do it. All right, let's get some fuel. All right, we're at fuel. Parking brake on. Okay, flaps moving. Batteries. Batteries. Okay, I'm at land. We're still at the end of the runway. Airspeed is 0. Altimeter reads 24. Range. All right. Select all. Take it to 15. Go cartridge. Take it to 15. Go back to light. Okay. Let's check this. All right. Go on lights. All right. All right, here we go. %. We got airspeed. $180, $190, $200. And we've got altitude. All right. Gear up. We're at 350. Flaps up. Right. I'm going to keep the tack off. Once we get to 1,000 feet, okay, we're at 1,000 feet. And we're still climbing. Okay, take it to 85. Check now. Waypoints. Right. Okay, we're moving. Marcelo says, this almost makes me want to dig out my Flight Simulator 2 from back in the day. Yeah, put a PO out there to show us about the Phantom Outsider. Worst thing King Dolphin could say right now is, what's that gauge do? Sandra says, or oops. Okay, let's go back to pilot. Make sure that I haven't been. Nope. Okay, we're at 6,000. Meanwhile, it said 300, so I'm going to set this to 300. So I can steer the cattle. Okay, flaps are up. Gears up. Air brakes off. Power set to 85. Pitch of 3. I'm at 82 to 10. We're nearing the waypoint. Okay. Okay. And we're starting our descent. I'm going to wait till about I'm going to wait till about 2,000 feet to turn on my train following. And it's not asking me yet to identify myself. I can almost hear Okay. continuing our descent. All right. Now is the fun stuff. Isn't that cool that it'll keep me just exactly at 325 feet off an obstacle? Let's see how this is doing to my fuel. There's my generators. Okay. I wonder. Okay, and the fuel is only because I'm going over these mountains and I'm keeping it at 100% power. What I'm worried about is it didn't ask to identify myself. Let's see how I'm doing. Okay, I'm still heading to waypoint 3. There's a radar. TV, and back to the map. There. All right. I'm 23 miles to waypoint 3, 2 minutes to go. Okay, at 378 feet, 100% power. I think I can take it down to, well, so much for that idea. Let me see if I can take it down to 85. Let's see what this is looking like outside. Okay, we're at waypoint 3. Okay, we're at 521 knots, screaming above the sand, scaring cattle. Maybe some polar bears wandering around there. "40 miles to waypoint 4. 4 minutes." All right. What the? Okay. Hello, Agent Pepsi 1. How you doing? Agent Pepsi 1 says, "Hey, now this is just the navigation one. Hail, King Dolphin, Marcela Lopez, Phantom Outsider, Snorter, Pupus, Sandra, Trike, FKHC. And hello to you, Agent Pepsi 1. She says, Bombay doors. Bombay doors open. She says, who needs fancy laser guided weapons when you have mass? Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to speed it up a bit. So go to nav station. Five. Yeah, warp factor 5. Let's go to nav. tickets. How far away from waypoint 5? We're 2 minutes. All right, ticket normal. I'm going to take us to 1,000 feet above pattern altitude. This time I'm gonna land this thing. All right, reduce thrust. Air brakes on. What? Gear down. What? I crashed. Huh? Ooh, I went boom. I think you should punish Mac G for this instrument. I'll make you feel better. Oh, dear. And Snort says, oops. It doesn't give me any time to do all my sets. Ah. All right. Yeah, I know. Me too. I liked him. All right, let's set up for another one. Yep, see? Yep, see? I've been... Okay. I think Minnie, Snort, and Snuffles might be sad. They had nothing to do with that explosion. They're innocent. All right, let's try another mission. All right. Max says, hey, Max, scramble the bombers. I liked it. First season in of Buck Rogers was pretty cool. The second one was kind of lame with Hawk and them doing them doing wagon trains. Snorter Pooper says, we are innocent. Do we want to do another debacle? Lenrod. Do we want to do another mission? We got time. All right, let me get myself replaced here. All right, replace. I'm going to change this one. Okay, here we go. Hey there, Lenrod. I think this was an old, this was an old DOS game. It's Megafortress. All right, this crucial. We're gonna do radar evasion. This crucial exercise helps crews learn to evade radars that can pinpoint the Megafortress's position. Take off from Nellis, climb to 10,000, head to the first waypoint. From there, descend and thread between the radars, staying low and heading toward the second and third waypoints. Finally, return to the base and crash. Because this sucker is not letting me get my landing checklist. All right, so we're going to select this one. And this is going to be the last one before we call it a night. All right, gas her up. Gas her up. All right. All right. Batteries. Okay. All right. Select all. Go to cart. Take it to 15. Go to fire. Got flaps. Gear down. Parking brake. Lights, lights, lights. I'm going to keep the lights off if I'm going to be evading radars. All right. Ah! %. Okay, fine. I don't want to. I'll be seen. Take it to 4 degrees pitch. Gear up. And flaps up. I said flaps up. Seven to 10. All right, I'm at 1,000. Activating autopilot. Gear up, flaps up. All right. Settle down, ladies. Sandra and Agent Pepsi 1. The one who was hot was Aaron Gray. Yeah, also the one who played the princess. Oh, yes, Aaron Gray was hot. Okay. Taking it to 85%. Going here. Setting to 300. Yes, a Princess Ardala too. All right. Didn't Pamela Hemsley also play in a detective show? I forgot the name of it. $6,000. Oh, wait. Whoa. Okay, I'm being scanned by enemy radar. So what am I going to do? I'm going to start getting down on the ground. Let's take it to 90%. I think that's the Warble of Doom. The Warble of Doom. I'm going to do some jammings. I'm going to turn on some of the stuff here. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to... Yeah, I think I'm going to keep it about 325. It's not letting me activate signal jamming. I don't like that. Actually, let me see if I could take it down. Okay, the lowest it'll take me is 108. Wow, that's cool. 108 feet. Hey, I didn't want that. I'm going to keep it at 100%. Okay. According to Siri, most control towers are 200 feet tall, so maybe not 50 feet. Siri doesn't know what fun is. But buzzing a 200-foot tower at 150 feet, you run into the fact two objects can't occupy the same space at the same time. Physics, measures. Especially since there are wires holding the tower steady, they can cut a plane in half before you see it. Well, I think this game doesn't take into account power lines. Right, let's see where we're at. Okay, nearing waypoint 3. It's not letting me turn on these two switches. I think that's called the Warble of Doom. Oh, that's the jamming. That's the com jamming. Okay. I'll take it to 85. I actually should see how my fuel consumption is at low altitude. Okay, I got 172,000 pounds. Just a minute. Okay, I'm going to speed it up a bit. What if you're colorblind, or what if that guy made the bomb that made the bomb was colorblind? That's it. I'm gonna go find some of my 1980s Flight Simulator floppy disks. Max says, "Jam the radar with strawberry jam." Let me see how far I am, so I can do my checklist properly and maybe not die. I'm 2 minutes away, and I could still. Oh, look at that scanning! That scanning radar just going woo 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 woo. All right, normal. All right, take us up to 1,000 feet. Bring speed down. 65. All right. Flaps down. Airspace. Air brake on. Gear down. There it is. Okay. There it goes. I think it's a crossing runway. This runway is oriented south to north. Autopilot off before it kills me. Tack off before it kills me. Come on. Speed down. Well, I got a lot of runway. Ah! Huh? Huh? Yeah. Congratulations on a successful mission and a safe return. You spin me right, baby, round like right. Yeah. You spin me right round, baby, round, round like a record, baby, round, round, round. Look at that smooth turn. All right, the airplane is safe and sound, and I would say, and Snort says, "Yay!" And I would say, on that note, it's time for. Yeah, I did a soft field landing. You got to figure, Max, you got to figure a soft field landing with a B-52 has yet to be done. Yeah, the Megafortress has a beat, yeah. All right, it's show notes.
It's time for show notes. It's time for show notes. Yeah, with Mr. Reagan and Sandra too. It's time for show notes. We're bringing it on. It's time for show notes. You've all been warned. It's time for show notes.
All right, Snorta Poopas Cuber says, take care, every human, dolphin, doggo, dog, ferret, eagle, hedgehog, and narwhal. TM, the only owned subsidiary of the DolphinWars.com. And here is the narwhal. There you go, Snort. The narwhal. My cousin. My cousin. All right. Okay, so on show notes. I gotta open it up because I have to do a restart because of the game being wonky. Okay. Just cause this Saturday, the usual chaos, the usual madness, insanity, shenanigans, and who knows what else. On the 24th, we will be doing Christmas Eve here at the pod, tracking Santa, and more Christmas type shenanigans. The 27th. The 27th is the Slappies. Bring your bad jokes to the game. The 31st will be the New Year's Eve celebration, where we ring in the New Year King Dolphin style. On the 7th, I will review Herculoids. I will introduce Herculoids to the pod. A comic version and the cartoon version, I hope. On the 14th, the Fantastic Four reviews. On the 21st, we'll do Peacemaker, the debut of Peacemaker. And the 28th, if it works, we will do Johnny Quest. Actually, no, I have something else to do. That's probably going to change. If I can get a guest there. I may have a guest. I have to check. Yeah, Just Cuzses will be on Saturdays for the rest of the year. All right. So that is show notes. There is the chat for Pop Culture Breakdown. Speaking of B-52s, there comes the narwhal. So what do you think, guys? Do we want to see more of Megafortress? Let me know in the chat, please. I think I had a good time, and I landed. So that's a good thing. Tim says, more crashes. Yeah. All right. Tim says, yes, more crashes. All right. So that is it. More crashes. All right. We'll bring back Megafortress. All right. So let me say goodnight. Gotta get those old school SFX out there. Yes, definitely. So let me say goodnight to everybody. We had Crouching Taylor, Hidden Swift. Thank you, sir, for being here. We've got Jason. Yeah. More explosions. More, okay, Jason. We had Marcelo Lopez. We had the Phantom Outsider. All right, that is the guests that were here in the chat. Let me make sure that I got it. Yes, I agree, Max. Happy Hanukkah to you, Max Redstone. Oh, my candles are finally burned down. Oh, no. Oh, no. Lenrod says, more boom. Hey, you can't have a bomber game without the explosions. Let's see. Now to the lifeguard corps. Sandra, the producer. Trike, the dog. Agent Pepsi 1 was here. Agent Pepsi 1. FKHC 2005. Who added some more memes? Let's show these last memes. Carol O'Connor says, it's okay, meathead. You could sit in my chair. This one goes to heaven. R.I.P. Rob Reiner. Think of him. Think what you will of him. You know, he didn't have to go that way. Snorta Poopa says, Hoopy Hanukkah. All right. So we had Agent Pepsi 1, FKHE 2005, The Great Lenrod, Maximum Redstone, and, of course, the awesome. My EW, my electronic warfare officer. Snot poopers. Kill bar. Dot screen. Hashtag. Yes, you know that the nickname for an electronic warfare officer is known as a bear. So I would be honored if Snorter Poopers could be my bear in the airplane. All right. So I got everybody. I think I got everybody. So what'd you say, Snort? You're going to be my electronic warfare officer? All right. Okay, everybody. That is all for tonight. I hope you enjoyed the simulator game. Tell you, I prefer the simulator games to other stuff. So I may try and do Falcon. Probably more of Megafortress, and we'll see how that goes. More crashes, and Snorter Poopers is going to be my electronic warfare officer. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right, everybody, you have a great evening. A happy Hanukkah to those of us who celebrate Hanukkah. And have a great rest of the week. We will see you on Saturday for Just Cuz. And take care. I love you all. And see you soon. Let's continue to make some waves.
Through silver shafts of sunlight, the king of the pod arrives. Beside him, the queen glides in shining grace. To the throne of coral they swim.